The 2024 Formula One season has almost come to a close with only a few races left. Today, instead of news and recaps of Grand Prix, we bring you a special video about some of the most underrated drivers in F1 history. Many drivers have trodden the prestigious racing tracks throughout the years. Some have rose to the top of the Formula One world, cementing their legacy as the greatest to ever do it. Others have been forgotten throughout the years. However, there are always some drivers who get a certain degree of appreciation, but just not enough for their incredible achievements. The drivers in discussion today are Stirling Moss, Chris Amon, and Jean Alesi. If you enjoy F1 content, please consider dropping a like and subscribing. Let's dive right in. Born in 1929 in London, Moss was introduced to racing early on by his father, an amateur racer. Initially interested in horse riding, Moss transitioned to cars in his teens, using winnings from equestrian competitions to buy a Cooper 500 at age 19. His natural talent became evident as he quickly progressed from Formula 3 to Formula 1, earning his first major victory in the 1950 RAC Tourist Trophy. By 1955, he had joined the prestigious Mercedes team alongside Argentine driver Juan Manuel Fangio, a dominant figure in F1. Despite consistently performing at a high level, Moss finished runner-up to Fangio in 1955, 56 and 57. His close rivalry with Fangio was both competitive and respectful. The two remained friends, and Moss often described Fangio as a mentor. Moss's career is particularly notable for his dedication to British cars and his willingness to race in challenging events that didn't always contribute to his world championship standing. For example, he often chose to race British cars even if they were technically inferior to other European competitors. His success with Van Wall, a British constructor, helped break the Italian and German dominance in Formula One, marking a shift in the sport. Moss held the record for the most F1 wins by a British driver until 1991, when Nigel Mansell surpassed him, underscoring Moss's skill and consistency. In addition to F1, Moss was highly successful in endurance racing. His 1955 Mille Miglia win with journalist Dennis Jenkinson as co-driver is widely regarded as one of the greatest drives in motorsport history. They completed the 1,000-mile Italian race in a Mercedes 300 SLR in just over 10 hours, using a pioneering set of pace notes that helped Moss anticipate turns and obstacles. This win, combined with other endurance achievements, showcased Moss's adaptability and mastery of long-distance racing. A hallmark of Moss's career was his sportsmanship. In 1958, he lost the F1 World Championship by 1 point to fellow British driver Mike Hawthorn. Despite being a rival, Moss defended Hawthorn against a disqualification, enabling him to retain his points for the race and ultimately win the championship. Moss's integrity cost him the title, as he had won 4 races to Hawthorn's 1 that year. This moment exemplifies Moss's commitment to fair play, even when it disadvantaged him personally. Moss's career ended abruptly in 1962 after a serious crash at Goodwood, which left him in a coma for a month and temporarily paralyzed on one side. Although he recovered, Moss chose to retire, feeling that he had lost his edge. After retiring from competitive racing, Moss became a popular commentator and public figure. He appeared in media, including the James Bond film Casino Royale, and became a celebrated symbol of British motorsport. Honours and awards recognized Moss's contributions, including a knighthood in 2000. His influence endured a popular culture, where his name became synonymous with speed, immortalized in the phrase, "Who do you think you are, Stirling Moss?" Despite never winning the championship, Moss remains an icon due to his dedication, skill, and sportsmanship, which set a standard in racing. His unique career, defined by versatility and integrity, left an indelible mark on motorsport history and made him a beloved figure long after his passing in 2020 at age 90. In addition to Moss, there is also Chris Amon, a New Zealand racing driver who is often regarded as one of the most talented yet underrated drivers in Formula One history, largely because of his remarkable skill paired with incredibly poor fortune. Competing in F1 from 1963 to 76, Amon earned a reputation for being a fast and consistent driver, but he never secured a Grand Prix victory, a fact that overshadows the achievements that point to his true potential. Beyond F1, he achieved significant wins such as the 1966 Le Mans 24 Hours with Ford and the 1967 Daytona 24 Hours with Ferrari, underscoring his capability as a top-tier driver in motorsport. Amon began his career with Reg Parnell Racing in 1963, immediately showing promise. Unfortunately, his early career was marred by frequent mechanical failures that undercut his natural talent. Despite these setbacks, Amon's skill behind the wheel shone through, enabling him to outperform his teammates regularly and catch the attention of top teams. His move to Ferrari in 1967 was a high point, where he achieved several podium finishes and 5th place in the Drivers' Championship. However, Ferrari's cars during this period were plagued with reliability issues that denied Amon multiple opportunities to secure Grand Prix wins. He consistently qualified well, demonstrating speed and technical aptitude, yet mechanical breakdowns forced him out of contention time after time, leaving him to exit Ferrari in search of a more reliable machinery. Amon then joined March in 1970, a team that offered him a Cosworth DFV-powered car. With March, he continued to prove his capabilities, achieving podiums and setting a lap record in Belgium, which remains an F1 milestone. However, financial and team management issues at March led him to move to Matra in 1971. There he won pre-season races and competed well in the F1 season, but again, reliability and funding limitations undermined his championship potential. Even so, he managed pole positions and fastest laps, marking him as one of the quickest drivers of his era. Beyond F1, Amon excelled in other racing series, further highlighting his versatility and skill. He dominated the 1969 Tasman Series, winning the championship and asserting himself against international competitors. His consistency and speed in the series, combined with his victories in endurance racing, earned him a reputation as a highly skilled and adaptable driver outside of Formula One. These achievements demonstrated that his lack of Grand Prix wins was not due to a lack of talent, but rather consistent mechanical misfortune. In 1967, Amon joined Ensign Team, where he had several promising results, including a 5th-place finish in Spain and competitive qualifying positions in Belgium and Sweden. However, after seeing his colleagues face fatal accidents, including Niki Lauda's crash at the Nürburgring, he chose to retire, affected by the dangers he'd witnessed over his long career. He made a brief return to racing later that year, but ultimately left motorsport in 1977, deciding that it was no longer worth a personal risk. Amon's contributions to motorsport extended beyond his racing career. He became a consultant for Toyota in New Zealand, test driving vehicles and appearing in commercials that celebrated his expertise and status as a respected figure in the automotive world. He also assisted in designing the Taupo Motorsport Park circuit, contributing his insights to enhance motorsport infrastructure in New Zealand. Despite his lack of a Grand Prix win, Amon's legacy endures. He was appointed a member of the Order of the British Empire in 1993 and inducted into the New Zealand Sports Hall of Fame in 1995, marking his place as one of the country's most esteemed athletes. His name lives on through the Toyota Racing Series trophy, which serves as a tribute to his skill and influence on New Zealand's motorsport landscape. Chris Amon's career, characterized by resilience, remarkable skill, and unfortunate bad luck, serves as a testament to his place as one of F1's most underrated drivers, whose achievements remain deeply respected in the racing world. Last but certainly not the least, there is Jean Alesi. Born Giovanni Roberto Alesi in 1964, he was raised in Avignon, Spain, to Sicilian parents. Alesi's motorsport journey began with aspirations in rally racing, but he shifted to open-wheel racing at age 20. He quickly ascended through the ranks, winning the French Formula 3 Championship in 1987 and the International Formula 3000 Series in 1989 with Jordan. This success earned him a spot in Formula 1, where he impressed immediately in his debut with Tyrrell, finishing 4th in his first race and claiming 2 podium finishes in 1990. His standout performances led Ferrari to sign him in 1991, but this move, while prestigious, contributed significantly to his underrated status. During his Ferrari years, Alesi often showcased his exceptional driving talent in adverse conditions, such as his notable wet weather abilities, but Ferrari's unreliable cars of the early 1990s limited his success. He secured numerous podiums, but only one race win, an emotional victory at the 1995 Canadian Grand Prix on his 31st birthday. That race, a turning point of his career, highlighted Alesi's resilience as he had endured years of mechanical failures and retirements. His time with Ferrari ended with mixed results and frustration as he repeatedly struggled with the team's inconsistency, particularly in comparison to rival Williams. In 1996, Alesi switched to Benetton in a seat swap with Michael Schumacher, who joined Ferrari. While Benetton was the reigning Constructors' Champion, the team was in transition, losing key engineers and personnel to Ferrari. This hampered Benetton's competitiveness, and although Alesi managed 13 podiums over 2 seasons, he struggled against Williams' dominance and was unable to secure a victory. His best career finish in the driver's standings came in 1996 with a 4th place result, but it fell short of the championship contention many had expected. Alesi moved to Sauber in 1998, where he achieved only 1 podium finish, followed by stints with Prost and Jordan, where reliability issues and limited resources continued to thwart his performance. His F1 career ended with an unfortunate crash in his 200th Grand Prix at the 2001 Japanese Grand Prix, and he retired with only 1 career win despite his consistent podium finishes and record of 15 podiums before his maiden win. These statistics alone highlight how much he was capable of in better circumstances, but he often faced subpar machinery. Alesi's underrated status largely results from the stark contrast between his evident skill and the lack of competitive cars he drove. He was frequently compared to Gilles Villeneuve, another talented driver known for his passionate, daring style, and while Alesi demonstrated similar potential, he lacked Villeneuve's reliable support from his teams. Alesi's dedication was often overshadowed by his bad luck, misfortunes in race strategy, and Ferrari's development challenges during his tenure, leaving him without the results his efforts warranted. Alesi's reputation as a fiercely talented particularly in rain, was admired by peers and fans alike. His ability to race on par with top drivers when his car allowed him to, as in his 1990 duel with Ayrton Senna or his 1995 win, confirmed his skill. However, his career choices, particularly joining Ferrari in 1991 and later Benetton during its decline, limited his ability to secure a legacy in the win columns, which ultimately defined his career as one of unfulfilled potential. After Formula One, Alesi continued to demonstrate his racing prowess in the Deutsche Tourenwagen Masters with Mercedes, where he won several races from 2002 to 2006. He also competed in the Speed Car Series and attempted the 24 Hours of Le Mans and Indianapolis 500. Though he retired from competitive racing in 2012, Alesi remained deeply involved in motorsport, becoming a Pirelli ambassador and staying active in various motorsport projects. In 2006, he was recognized as a Knight of the Legion of Honor in France, cementing his legacy as a respected figure in the sport. With all this being said, what do you think about these 3 incredible but underrated drivers? Who else do you think is underrated and deserves more recognition? Any other similar suggestions for upcoming videos? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed watching, don't forget to like and subscribe. For more F1 content, click on the video on the screen.